Welcome. I'm Dennis Mitchell, President of the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce. And today we're delighted to have the guests from the firm of Warren Everett. We have Jimmy Lundy and Tammy McGoy.
Hi, Dennis.
So pleased to have you here for a number of reasons.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Dan.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming out. We are starting a new year off with a bang, and thank you so much for being our January sponsor and our January guest. We have a lot of things going on with the Chamber, as always, this month, and we'll be getting to them later on through the show. It's particularly pleasing to me because Jimmy is one of the very first people that I ever met when we moved to the Crestview area nearly 30 years ago. Can I say that? Is that right? 30 years? But Jimmy was just getting into practice. He had been working with the Internal Revenue Service, I think, and was back in his hometown of Crestview, where he's somewhat of a folk hero. And it is interesting to me. I'm also a CPA, and the criteria there was that he established, along with Dan Bowers, a very successful local firm, the Lundy & Bowers, and very well known. And along with Crestview and the entire region, that has grown and morphed into this very large and successful organization that you folks are with today. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, for me, of course, as you'll remember, I had left the IRS and came back to Crestview and basically had a secretary and me, and that's where we started out as. And of course, we grew as the town grew and developed and was fairly successful there. And of course, Dan came along and joined us at one time, and it was Dan Bowers and Jim Lundy, so it was Lundy & Bowers. And of course, from that, several years ago, we merged with O'Sullivan Creel, who just within the last 2 years merged with Warren Everett. So that's kind of where we got here. So I started from one CPA, one secretary, and today, you know, we're 800 employees in 3 different states and still growing. So,
well, certainly is a success story. Now, Jim being a homegrown variety, but Tammy, you are from originally Ohio, I believe, isn't it?
That is correct, from Ohio State. Or I went to Ohio State University, grew up in Ohio, moved to Florida in 1992. So this is half of my life's been here and half has been in Ohio. But I love Florida, and I have been in public accounting ever since I moved here.
Yeah, once you've been here more than about 3 years, they never leave. They never leave, do they? Our beautiful Panhandle area is just hard to beat, and it's a growing and vibrant community here. The region is coming together nicely. It's no longer the scattered little small cities we used to have. It's really a dynamic area for this. And a firm like yours really has a lot of services to offer, not just a traditional old accounting CPA firm we have thought of maybe 30 or 40 years ago. So we'll be getting in the next segment, we'll probably be getting into some of those services and operations. But as far as you're concerned, you came from the O'Sullivan Creel group first, okay?
Right. I've been actually through 2 mergers. Before O'Sullivan Creel, I was with a firm called Creel, Bryan & Gallagher, who that firm had been here since 1959. And the merger with O'Sullivan Creel was a good one, but by far the merger with Warren Everett has been fantastic. So we're a couple years into the merger, and a lot of good things are happening.
Well, I know all the years out here, both of these firms in their origins were always very strong supporters of the Chamber of Commerce and the community at large, involved in a number of things. And of course, that's what it always takes, is involvement in your community.
Yes.
As we say, Facebook is fine, but face-to-face is the way you really make a living out here. So as far as that's concerned, we're just delighted to see you folks here and being so dynamic in the growth areas for it. So now, how many employees do we have in this area?
well, it depends on which offices you include. We have basically 10 employees in Crestview. We have, of course, an office in Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Pensacola, all of those on the Gulf Coast. So.
Yeah, pre-merger, it was about 170 employees.
Okay, so you guys are really doing your part to make sure that the unemployment rate stays very low, right?
Yes.
Well, we're trying. We're doing our best. We certainly are.
Well, I know, and the good work that you do with your clients is important to a whole lot of folks and their businesses in this area. Well, we're going to visit with you in more detail in the next segment, so we'll please ask that everybody stay with us and stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with you to visit with Jimmy and Tammy for a little bit more information.
At Cox Media, we are committed to creating local demand for your business through the most engaging advertising solutions available. Utilizing Cox Media's promotional, research, and production services, we'll develop a customized marketing plan that fits your budget, giving you a clear snapshot of who your customers are and how to reach them. Contact us today and start capturing the attention of your customers wherever they live, work, shop, and play. Cox Media, your customers delivered.
In only 30 minutes a week, you can make a big impact on a child in Okaloosa County. The Okaloosa School District is recruiting mentors at all academic levels throughout the county. Studies show that students who are mentored develop self-confidence, make better grades, and improve their relationships with adults and peers. To learn more about the mentoring program or to sign up, visit okaloosaschools.com and click on the Become a Mentor link. You can make an immediate impact on a child and the community by becoming a mentor today.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us again for Focus on Crestview. I'm Dennis Mitchell, president of the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce, and we've been visiting this morning with our honored guests from Warren Everett, Jimmy Lundy, and Tammy McGoy. And we've been talking a little bit about some of the history, the personal history we've had here over the years with folks in the area. And now I'd like to hear a little bit more about the Warren Everett structure of the company itself. It's quite large and a lot of things going on. So Tammy, can you start us off with some of the information there?
Absolutely. As Jimmy mentioned in the first segment, we operate in 3 states. We have offices in Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. We also have client operations are in all 50 states, so that's wonderful, and then 30 countries. We have a variety of services that we perform above and beyond the normal, audit and tax. We have client service teams, which we call them, which really specialize in areas from healthcare, construction, fraud and forensic type stuff, just a whole
Just
variety.
Anything you can think of.
Anything you can think of. And I think probably one of the benefits that I have personally seen, with the merger is the fact that we have so much talent within our firm. We had talent before, but now we have a bigger geographical region to reach from. We'll be able to offer more services to our clients, more opportunities, not only for our clients, but for our employees as well. So it's just a fabulous, Warren Everett's been a fabulous, a combination of all the firms.
Well, this year in particular, I would think with all of the things between the 2013 and 14 tax years, that the tax issues are going to be a little more comforting to have a large organization because everybody's going to be pressed hard. Is that about right?
Yeah, and we actually have a group who have been working diligently with the Healthcare Act to develop an expertise in that area so we can help and assist in that area. Talking about the size of the firm, one thing that Warren Everett pushes is that we work together, that we're one company, not multiple companies. So each office does not work in and of itself as an island. And I was just thinking when she was mentioning here some of the other CSTs that currently, I'm working with a gentleman in Huntsville on an international tax issue, and I'm currently working with someone in Tampa on a state and local tax issue. So, it's really, when it was just Dan and I out there on our own in our own little island, when something complex came up, well, you had to stop and go pull out the books and do a little research and kind of figure out what it is. Well, now you can get on the phone and in a couple of minutes find somebody who has experience, knowledge, have already been there, done that. It's just a real great source of information.
Well, that is powerful. Many decades ago, when I worked for a regional CPA firm as a tax researcher, that was one of the advantages we had at the time for the changes back in the 1984 issues and such as that. But that's great to hear, and it's comforting. So if folks know where they can go and they can get the latest, greatest, up-to-the-date information for tax and audit and all the other services that you folks provide. It's great. Well, a phrase that I keep hearing something about is the Warren Everett experience. Tell me what that means to you and your company.
Well, let me just start out saying that basically it has to do with not just customer service, but service within the firm, within the organization. And what the firm has done is, in order to provide better services, set out to have an experience that we want everybody who comes into our office to have. And we've had recent training on that and discussions about that, and I'll let Tammy talk a little bit more about
Perfect.
some of that.
What I got out of Warren Neighbor Experience, all of the offices within the firm are going through this training, as Jimmy alluded to. And it's basically based on 5 or 6 principles, and what we're trying to do is build relationships. You know, when we have a client come in, we want to make sure that we're treating them with high respect, that we're looking at all aspects of their situation to provide the opportunity for them to be better, and that they feel like we are, you know, their trusted partner. And so building those relationships is part of the Warren Neighborhood Experience. You know, not just performing the service, but going above and beyond what a normal, you know, experience would be. So if they would, you know, go to the Crestview office or come to the Fort Walton office, they would experience the same type of you know, service from the firm.
Right. So, you know, the whole idea is that we want all our clients, no matter where they're at, no matter who they're dealing with, to have a good experience and do well with providing the services to them.
Well, I can provide a testimonial for you because the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce is in fact a client of your wonderful firm, and our staff just raves about the quality of service that we get from you folks over there, and so it stands out. Not the only ones. I talk to a lot of folks who are your clients, and they do tend to be happy campers, and they understand that trust factor with you folks, and it's very, very obvious to me.
Yeah, similar to Warren Neighborhood Experience is similar to if you're going to a 5-star restaurant. Some of the principles that you know, as you go and you feel like you're getting treated with high respect and really tailoring to your needs, offering dessert, all of those types of things is what the Warren Neighborhood Experience is all founded on.
Well, certainly the reputations that the firms that merged originally carried into the relationship have been furthered in the advantage here. So tell me a little bit about all the advantages of the final merger for the Warren Everett structure that we see today.
Well, some of it we've already touched on, just the reality that we have so much expertise available to us, people who've been through whatever it is that you're dealing with. The firm, like I said, tries to do the work based on who's the best person to do that work. So one of the things we've avoided is this idea of, well, I got to keep this work for myself. And you being out of the accounting profession, you can relate to that happens a lot of times. And what we do, or what we make a great effort to do, is to make sure that the person that's doing the job that you've asked us to do is the best qualified person to do that job. And of course that may mean that you come in and see me, and then I bring in Tammy, which I've done on a couple occasions. Mm-hmm. Tammy's done work that I've sent to her, and that's one big advantage. Now, as far as what that entails, you know, we have a financial services division, we have a international group, we have which, like she was saying, we do business clients who do business in 30 countries, all 50 states. Sales tax and state and local tax right now has become a big issue throughout the country. Well, we have a whole CST group that's all they are, predominantly what they do is work on these state and local tax issues.
Yeah, sales tax nexus is becoming a real issue, especially with the internet issues as they are evolving. Yeah, so you guys are right on top of that.
Yeah, in fact, I'm working with a client right now where that's one of the big discussions is, you know, what's the risk on sales tax, you know, because of all the states moving to tax the internet sales.
Gracious. Well, what do you folks see coming down the way for your firm? Is it more further expansion or different types of services, or just what do you see?
I think it's going to be probably more of just advancing the knowledge that we have right now as far as specialization goes. You know, we're a firm that we want to offer something that no other CPA firm is offering. So if it has to do with, say, healthcare. We want to be the best at the healthcare, not just the accounting and tax and audit, those types of things, but actually helping a facility get set up, understanding how to do coding and billing and that type of thing from all aspects of healthcare. And as far as future mergers, not sure. It will be very strategic in mind.
Yes.
We're not growing just to grow to get bigger. We're growing more strategically and finding those niche areas that will, set us apart from all other CPA firms. So that's what I see in the future.
Yeah, and I would go along with that. In fact, I think that one of the things that attracted me to O'Sullivan Creel was the idea that we were looking at being able to bring in expertise from the different groups together. And Warren Averett in their mergers has done the same thing. They don't just look at firms and say, okay, that we get to add X number of dollars to the bottom line if we merge with this firm. They look at it and they say, okay, what is it that firm brings to us? Do they bring us any expertise that we do not currently have? Do they enhance the expertise that we have in a certain area? Those are the questions that are being asked. Rather than just dollars, and I think that's very important.
Great. Well, wonderful. We have enjoyed having you here today and learning more about Warren Averett, and we'll ask that you folks stay with us for the next segment. We'll be talking about all the activities coming up with the Chamber of Commerce in Crestview. And again, thank you so much for being our sponsor this year.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you. Glad to do it.
Internet access plays a critical role in the education of all children. Yet, for financial reasons, children are not always able to access the internet. Hello, I'm Superintendent Mary Beth Jackson, and I want to make sure our families in Okaloosa County don't struggle to compete in the digital age. An exciting new initiative called Connect to Compete is making high-speed internet available and affordable. Help our students and our families connect to compete.
The Hoover Dam can hold over 9 trillion gallons of water. How?
Its arch construction diverts pressure into its neighboring canyon walls. The same principle applies in business. You must find support from the right partners who can help make you stronger. Choose a partner who is able to support you in every way. Cox Business.
Welcome back to our third and final segment of Focus on Crestview. I'm Dennis Mitchell, President of the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce, and joining me for this segment is Christy Cadenhead, FMBT.com.
Yes.
She manages the Crestview operations up there for us. She is filling in today for Alicia Booker, who is with the hospital, North Oklahoma Medical Center, and they are busy with the cold weather issues. So
That's right.
Christy has come down to help us out, and also later she's going to tell us about a special thing coming up, the Triple B.
Very excited about that.
Very glad to have you here with us this morning, Christy.
Thank you.
Christy is a board member, and also she is the chair of the Triple B, so she is the person who knows all about it. So later on, we're going to have information for that, but right now, tell us something about some of the things that are going on and have been going on with the Chamber.
Well, we're really excited. We have one new member in December, and that is J&P Glitz and Glitter, and they're on James Lee Boulevard, and we're so happy to have them. We also have we do not have an after hour scheduled yet for 2014, and that's a really exciting opportunity for businesses to be able to promote themselves and have folks over after work and have a little fun. So if that's something that anybody's interested in scheduling, they can just give the chamber office a call to get that on the calendar. We also have a breakfast coming up.
Yes, and it's going to be a fun one. The December breakfast was just so much fun with Chanticleer, the Crestview Choral Groups. That's tradition with us for, I guess, nearly 20 years. It was wonderful. But our January breakfast, all of our breakfasts are a lot of fun.
They are fun. I enjoyed the December breakfast quite a bit. The January breakfast, though, make note of the date. It will be on the second Thursday instead of the first, and that will be on January 9th, starting at 7:30 at the Crestview Community Center. We also have some other events coming up. Also on the 9th, we have a membership committee meeting at 12 p.m. at Country Chicken and Fish. On January 13th, we have an Arts and Culture Committee meeting at 8:30 at the Journey Java Connection on Main Street. Awesome place. On January 14th, we have a MAC committee meeting at 11 a.m. at Cochin 4 Steakhouse in Crestview. On January 16th, the Pilot Committee will be meeting at noon at the Office Lounge Soroball. On January 21st, we have a Scholarship Committee meeting at 8:30 at the Crestview Chamber office. On January 23rd, there is a General Board meeting at 4 p.m. at the Crestview Chamber. And on January 29th, there's an Ambassador Committee meeting at 8:30 at Journey Java Connection. So we're looking forward to all of those events. And if anybody's interested in becoming a part of any of those committees, we certainly encourage them to join us.
Exactly. There's room for everyone.
Everyone.
We also have ribbon cuttings to talk about. We had a couple of fabulous ones for December. One was at Community Bank. Fred Leopold was our gracious host. And of course, Mary Richard from Grand Elegance provided the killer food that they had at that wonderful, ribbon cutting out there on James Lee Boulevard, their new facility up there. So go by and see those folks from Community Bank. North Okaloosa Physician Group, they have a new addition there with Tiffany Kruger. She is an eye specialist, and so Crestview is really starting to get quite a few of the specialty groups coming in there. And she is located over there right across from the high school. And next to the U.S. Post Office in that area. So go by and see these folks. They are open for business and doing well. We also have a special feature we call Spotlight on Businesses. We select 2 each month. And so if you would be so kind, our 2 this month are going to include the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation in North Florida. Would you tell us a little bit about those folks?
I'd love to. This is an awesome opportunity for our chamber members to have a little spotlight on their business. The Cystic Fibrosis Foundation of North Florida has been supported by the folks in the Crestview community, and this has been instrumental in the development of new therapies that has prolonged the life expectancy of people who have cystic fibrosis. So I'm sure that being a Crestview member and being in our community has been a great asset to them, and we look forward to supporting them more in the future.
Very serious business they're involved in. They do wonderful work, absolutely. And a lot of progress has been made in the last few years, so that's good news to have it going on. Our other business for the month is Air Care, air conditioning and heating services, and I know these folks very well because I use them all the time and have been using them since almost since the day they opened. Martin and David Gaillard, they are tops in the business. They know what they're talking about. They're Johnny on the spot. Anytime I have any problems at all, they're the guys that I call, and they have really kept my places humming for a long time. They make making life a little more comfortable is their theme, and they are just a phone call away. Believe me, I have a lot of appreciation for them. They are also very active with the chamber, very supportive of the chamber. They've been there and done that for a lot of years. We see them all the time. Good folks, and hope you will have a chance to use them. Well, now we're going to get to the part of the show today that we made a special point of bringing Christy in for, and that is the famous Triple B. This has been a growing phenomena for the Crestview area, so please tell us a whole lot about what's going to be going on this year.
I'd be glad to. Thank you for the opportunity. Triple B, of course, this is our 10th annual Triple B, so a whole decade of Triple B festivals, and we're quite excited about that.
Gracious.
Yes, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but I've been involved in the planning for Triple B for a couple years now, and this year I was asked to chair the festival. It's a lot of work. We have a dedicated committee that's just really excited to put on another great event for the community, and of course Triple B stands for Blackwater, Bluegrass, and Barbecue. Barbecue, of course, being the highlight of the event. We have about 20 competitors each year come in, and they line the streets of Main Street in downtown Crestview, and they actually start on the Friday evening before cooking barbecue that will be judged and sold, of course, for lunch and dinner the next day, Saturday, March 29th. is the big day, and the times will be from 10 a.m. and the awards for the judging will be given out beginning at 5 p.m. So all day long, over 10,000 people in the community will come and line Main Street and just enjoy a good time. It's very family friendly. There's great food. We have over 100 vendors that will also line the street selling their goods and offering information. Some will be doing fundraisers. We're going to have some kid-friendly events. We always have a bouncy house. The sheriff's posse usually comes out with their horses, face painting. Everybody has a really great time, so we're really excited about it.
Well, it is kind of an amazing sight. If you've not been there, the entire Main Street from one end to the other is blocked off, and it is a festival and a lot of fun.
It is, and that's another thing I should mention is that at both ends of Main Street there will be a stage, and there will be packed with entertainment. We'll have a full schedule available at the Crestview Chamber website, but there will be fun for everyone the entire day.
Well, the entertainment's always first class. The barbecue is just out of this world.
Amazing.
And we have this wonderful thing called People's Choice. Tell us about that.
People's Choice is exciting, and it has grown to be quite the event itself. People get really excited about these little People's Choice tickets, and they cost $1, and you can get them. There will be booths all along Main Street where you can purchase these tickets, purchase 1, purchase 10, however much you think you're able to eat, and they are 2-piece tickets. And what it is you rip the ticket in half, and you can go to all of the barbecue competitors along Main Street, give them the sample portion of the ticket, and they'll give you a little, just a taste of what they have to offer at their booth. And then if you like it, you can take the other portion of your ticket, which is the vote ticket, and you can take it back to any of those same booths that you purchased the tickets at to vote for your favorite. And then of course the winner is the competitor who has the most votes at the end of the day, and they are the coveted People's Choice winner, and they'll get a People's Choice cup, a huge trophy, as well as a $600 cash prize.
That sounds like a deal to me. I don't know how many of those I can eat, but I'm going to find out this year.
That's right.
Well, Christy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
We appreciate you bringing us the information for the Chamber for this month. We are going to be busy for February and March, particularly the Triple B, but for right now, we thank all of you folks for joining us for today. We thank all of the viewers, and we thank FMBT.com for allowing you to work on the Triple B, because it takes a lot of time.
Thank you.
But if you will, please join us again. This is the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce. Focus on Crestview. Thank you for being with us.